The Heat are hotter than Jeanie Buss's steamy and shocking Playboy pics, but that's the past, and there are new ways the best teams are doing things. These teams have cracked the secret code, and this is a basketball purist dream. More on that coming up. In recent years, the NBA has been dominated by a handful of teams, making the league feel predictable, stale, and lacking in excitement. Superstar-laden super teams have become the focus of the basketball world, and year after year we see the same franchises rise to the top. However, the tides are beginning to change, with the surprising rise of the Miami Heat that were surging to the NBA Finals, and the Denver Nuggets' impressive playoff. We will cover Boston's unbelievable turnaround that was history in the making. Now all the teams standing are breaking the mold and are poised to reshape the way that teams are built and managed across the NBA. These particular teams are breaking the rules more than those Jeanie Buss picks. Okay, enough of that scandalous stuff because we have a different scandalous type of stuff coming at the end of the video, so stick around to the end as you don't want to miss this. The Miami Heat have truly defied the odds. Despite being the last seed in the East, we can say that they made it all the way to the NBA Finals. This has been with a roster filled with unlikely heroes and forgotten about players that nobody wanted. The team boasts an astonishing 7 undrafted players, proving that teamwork, scouting, and heart can make all the difference in professional basketball. On the other hand, the Denver Nuggets took a different approach, opting not to chase marquee free agents and instead building their team through the draft and smart scouting. Despite Jokic being a late draft pick 9 years ago, 41st overall, he has thrived in the Nuggets system and has become a legitimate MVP contender. They drafted Michael Porter Jr. as well as Jamal Murray. These players have been developed into a system and culture a lot like the Miami Heat. Nikola Jokic has a quote later in the video that you won't want to miss out on that explains the secret to the Denver culture and their success. Now let's get into the Boston Celtics comeback from 3-0. Truly breathtaking. The Boston Celtics were favored to be here in the finals, and we know why. A roster that features no weakness except for the offensive side of the ball on offense. Playing an undersized Horford at center hurts them against a big team. Robert Williams' utility makes it hard for him to play crucial minutes. The purely crafted Celtics culture of drafting Tatum and Brown and building around them was just magnificent. The big three in their case wasn't 3 superstars, it was the number 3. Both of these gems were drafted at number 3 in the draft. The Celtics rounded out a roster organically with toughness in acquiring Marcus Smart to add needed defensive prowess and versatility around the 2 stars. To be noted, the Celtics didn't go star hunting. They scouted which players complemented their drafted stars and built a culture that would contend and get better each year. They added Malcolm Brogdon, 6th man of the year, which gave them a whole new dimension, and this was crucial being they lost their coach last year. And they have done the unthinkable by coming back from a 3-0 deficit. This is how champions are made. More on that later. Pat Riley is a legend in so many ways. The Miami Heat's culture has been cultivated by none other than former head coach and current executive Pat Riley. His defining attributes of toughness and defense have laid the foundation for the Heat's success. Head coach Eric Spoelstra has embraced these principles and transformed the team into a swarming defensive unit capable of stifling the best offenses in the league. Pat Riley groomed Spoelstra, who started in the film room in the Heat organization. Culture matters, and today we see culture wins. But it is to be noted, both teams have done this organically, not doing the easy thing and chasing Kevin Durant and trying to pair him with Damian Lillard and so on. You get the picture. We will get to more of how the Nuggets did it in a bit. Now before we go further, tell us in the comments whether you think super teams are good for the NBA or not. In Miami, key players such as Jimmy Butler have bought into the culture wholeheartedly. Butler's work ethic, leadership, and desire to win complement the supporting cast's unrelenting grit and unselfish play. Moreover, the emergence of young talent such as Bam Adebayo, Duncan Robinson, and Tyler Hero have demonstrated the value of diligent scouting and development. Meanwhile, in Denver, the Nuggets have built their success organically through the draft and scouting. In addition to Jokic, they have developed an impressive core around young stars Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. The Nuggets prove that a patient, long-term approach to team building can pay dividends in today's NBA. With the addition of their role players KCP, a 3-and-D guy, and Bruce Bowen, a truly remarkable energy player who can get down and direct on defense, they have supplemented the core of Denver Nuggets quite well. Head coach Michael Malone has been masterful in integrating these young talents, crafting an offense centered on the versatile skill set of Jokic. The Serbian center's elite court vision and playmaking ability has helped Denver develop a unique brand of unselfish, free-flowing basketball. They were second in the league in the postseason in assists, which is impressive. And it should be noted that these players were drafted. The main three drafted, not sought after. No super team being constructed. This was done with the help of a willing owner to change things up in Stan Kroenke. He hired Calvin Booth last year. And while those great players the team already had were being developed, Calvin stepped in and stated they have to improve defensively and try to get more versatile. This is about to lead to a championship. He didn't come in and try to make some monster trade for some incredible Broadway name. Both the Heat and the Nuggets have unconventional styles, but it's basketball purity at its best. Denver runs everything through a 7-foot big man who acts like Magic Johnson and Larry Bird at the same time. He's a pass-first guy who can shoot from anywhere and sees things before they happen. He is the offense. Now the Heat for the most part run their offense off the pass, and the ball moves fast to find the open man. They will space the floor out and somehow always get an open shot with off-ball movement or a Jimmy Butler double team. Both the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets have diverged from the modern one-on-one basketball playbook. Ball movement, team defense, and positionless basketball have become the cornerstones of their successful play style. While the Heat emphasize rugged defense and transition play and ball movement, the Nuggets lean on their versatile big man's playmaking skills to create a fluid, unpredictable offensive system. You will even see Jokic, the 7-foot monster, coming off a double screen. Very uncanny and unorthodox stuff. This is all facilitating the changing face of the NBA. The scouting and the draft now matter more than the unfair teaming up of superstars, and we can't be happier. Basketball purists are all around smiling. The player development now will have a bit more focus than pairing 3 players together needlessly in hopes of a shot in the dark at chemistry in a finals appearance. Perhaps one of the most impressive things about the Boston Celtics is their ability to be successful without relying heavily on free agency or blockbuster trades. Sure, they've had some great players come through their ranks who have helped bring home multiple championships, but their core has been built from a combination of elite scouting and exceptional player development over many years. This has allowed them to build a team with great chemistry and culture that has been able to sustain its success even as players have come and gone. The Boston Celtics are the perfect example of how to create a winning team through careful, methodical planning. And it's no wonder they're considered one of the best put together organically made teams in history. It was just divine intervention that the Celtics and the Heat would meet for one of the best playoff series of all time. The Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets' respective paths to success have not been through super teams and crazy free agency stars. Instead, both were focusing on discovering and nurturing talent that leads to sustainable success in the modern NBA. Now let's digress and take a look at how the 76ers did. This super team thing with Embiid, Harden, Tobias Harris, Maxey and Tucker were put together with Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler at first. That didn't work out, so they needed to get more super and bring in Harden and Embiid. Now that means you are the automatic champ, right? Over the years, the phrase has been trust the process in Philly, but that is so opposite of what has happened. Swapping guys in and out is more like a board game than a process. Where was the development? Where was the trust? Well, it's at home now, and that team is about to break up because its superstars lost to the Celtics and were sent home yet again, not even able to reach the conference finals. So let's take a look at Mr. All-World Kevin Durant after he left his super team for another super team, the Nets for the Suns. He must have forgotten his cape or his name because he didn't make it too far.
I'm Kevin Durant. You know who I am.
Mr. Booker and Chrissy Paul didn't fare too well either. DeAndre Ayton, who was supposed to make all these superstars better by anchoring the middle, disappeared. You see, chemistry matters, and the sun has set on that super team. Jeanie Buss and Rob Pelinka of the Lakers just had a super team nightmare. LeBron might be the super team king, but LeBron put together what he thought was an unstoppable thing with Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and the almighty king himself, and they barely made the playoffs. But kudos to them, they got to the conference finals with a lot of help from the refs, just to get swept by the Nuggets. Yes, King James, it's not that easy anymore. The super teams aren't just going to the finals, and you have found out what many find out in LA, that their dreams aren't going to come true through the way they thought they were. Which brings me to the humble Joker, the man of the hour. He summed up success by saying, "I believe the only muscles you need in basketball are in your brain." And another telling quote from the Joker is, "The team is always bigger than an individual or whatever, and a really good team can win a championship." Now, between these two quotes, we not only see that he believes in smart basketball, which can go from the brass to the players, he believes the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. If the smart players on the floor can work with each other and for each other, the team can go far. That is chemistry. This has nothing to do with chasing the dragon and that name in the lights. The chemistry of the Nuggets has been formulating for years, and it is now bubbling into special NBA Finals Dom Perignon. And in Jokic's words, sincerely, in the last 5 years, the core has really given their all and laid it all out on the line each and every year. Gabe Vincent, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, and Max Struss are 4 undrafted players making major contributions in this playoff run to the NBA Finals. We are going to repeat. The Heat did not go out and seek big names to pair with Butler or Bam Adebayo. They saw talent in players nobody else wanted that fit the chemistry, coaching staff, and the vision they had. Again, choosing to go with a collective, team-first mindset and not a 3 first-tier superstar powerhouse mindset. The Heat are the definition of pass first. They are the epitome of culture. And now that other teams are home watching the finals from Cancun, well, they are taking notes and crying at the same time. Especially the GMs and the owners, the real scandalous trendy sellouts. The NBA should change its name to the NSA, no shortcuts allowed. Pat Riley was famous for creating the first super team with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. Well, he seems to be making up for that embarrassing weak move by presenting a different method that more GMs and owners will start to use. Especially when the new collective bargaining agreement will make the super teams even harder to produce without penalty and create a more balanced league. And we at NBA Gems think this basketball purity will reign supreme and teams will take notice. Boston, Denver, and Miami's path to the promised land. It is a beautiful thing to watch. Now don't forget to subscribe to NBA Gems if you like what we do. And remember to like and comment because, well, it helps us grow. Share the content to like-minded fans. It costs you nothing and makes us very happy.